surviving Christmas again with these very ironic movie titles. Surviving, because that's what it felt like while watching this. It wasn't enjoying, it wasn't even just mulling, it was surviving. It starred Ben Affleck. It was released in 2004. Not exactly the best time to be Ben Affleck. And, well, it tells the story of, well, Ben Affleck, who plays a very rich advertising executive. He does not want to spend Christmas alone after he breaks up with his girlfriend. And so he tracks down his childhood home in Illinois and he pays the family that is now living there $250,000 to pretend to be his family up until Christmas Day. And the a million air quotes hilarity ensues. On paper, this premise does not sound horrible. Somebody not wanting to be necessarily alone for Christmas, deciding I want to try and like find my childhood memories again. And so going back to where it all started and then meeting the family who's living there now and maybe even befriending them. On paper, that sounds like it might have some promise. Here is this movie's fatal flaw. It's annoying. And I'm not talking about like the regular annoying. I mean, talking about like you got a sunburn and it's being constantly scratched on by a thing of sandpaper. This movie was near insufferable at times. And really, from a quality standpoint, it's not necessarily terrible. It's not like all-time bad. It's just the material, like not the premise itself, like I just talked about, but the actual execution of the premise was just so teeth-grindingly annoying to get through. I like Ben Affleck nowadays. Like director Ben Affleck, director of Air, Gone Baby Gone, Argo. I like that Ben Affleck. Batflick Ben Affleck. I like that Ben Affleck. I do not like the Ben Affleck in this movie. He basically just becomes this general annoyance to this poor family who are going through enough on their own, and all of a sudden he just drops in and just like wreaks havoc. Like if I would have had any sense, and like I wouldn't care if you give me $1 billion, like get out of here. Like get an Airbnb. And I know Airbnb didn't exist in '04, but just go away. That's what I would have done. The patriarch of the family is played by James Gandolfini of The Sopranos fame. He is the best part of this movie by a lot. He has this dry sense of humor that really led me to at least chuckling on a couple of occasions. Believe me, he is the best part of this movie by a lot. Affleck gets so annoying. I was saying to myself, you know, if Gandolfini like just said, "Here, let me take you to this recycling plant that I know," it would have been the highlight of the movie. That's a Sopranos reference if no one caught that. Catherine O'Hara uh, plays James Gandolfini's wife in the movie. She's fine. And really, again, it's just these little things that just add up over time to where you just want to like punch your TV.
These people are nuts.
Like it's just that annoying. Like the dude just disrupts everything for the sake of nostalgia. And he tries to cover it up with, I'm paying you guys, so I'll do whatever I want. But at a certain point, you got to put your foot down and say, no amount of money is worth this headache. And that's exactly what this character is. And the movie, insultingly, tries to make you feel sorry for this guy on more than one occasion, and it doesn't work. There's a scene near the end in which he basically lays out the reason why he doesn't want to be alone on Christmas. I won't spoil it if you, for some reason, want to watch this. But basically, long story short, it's a parent that walked out and the other parent had to work all the time, and so he was basically alone, and he didn't want to do that anymore. On paper, in a vacuum, I get it. In the context of just the crap that this movie spews, it rings hollow. Really, really the sad part of it, it just, like I said, I was kind of rooting for the movie a little bit. Like, for like the first 10-ish minutes, and then as soon as Ben Affleck shows up at the family's front door, it just goes the plane goes straight into the mountainside with no hope of recovery. Not the worst that I've covered this month, which is a depressing statement, but there you go. But still, just, oh boy, I was just yelling, like, I was resisting the urge to yell at the TV screen, Affleck, direct Gone Baby Gone immediately, like yesterday.